Hi, for today's teardown we have this. This is a Czechoslovakian made dosimeter or geiger counter with a scintillation probe. It is currently my only device working with Nixie tubes. So it is not in a fully working condition, but at least it lights up. So as you can see, we have 4 Nixie tubes, one galvanometer in 10 exposure-free impulse per second. We have here maybe sensibility, range, function button, zeroing and start stop. Top and bottom cover. At the bottom we have a battery compartment which we will open for the teardown, of course. Here you have a manufacturer plate with the logo of the Zrup company. It is still existing, but it is making metal containers mostly, I believe, or some things like this. I will link their website in the description of the video. You have the serial number here, the model number is RP23, and here is your probe side. So we have this cover protecting the input of the scintillator probe, which is attached to a device, you cannot extract it, and I do not see any plug for an external probe. And here you have some kind of an optional filter you can insert in the path. But first, on this protective cover, maybe some kind of shielding also. If you want to measure gamma or alpha, I believe you will put or remove this thing. Okay, so before we open it, I will power it on, because very conveniently it was provided with this cable with banana jacks. So I will be able to power it on just to see the actual Nixie tubes lighting up. Oh, in fact I was wrong, there is a probe plug here, and here is the power supply input. And this must be the position for the external probe. So let me connect this. So this thing is made in Czechoslovakia with Czechoslovakian parts mostly, except for the photo multiplier tube, which is a Soviet one, if I remember correctly. And it is in fact quite crappy inside, because you have a very overstrong box with crappy electronics inside. It is not far from 5 kilos. So it should, yes, it is lighting up, but it is quite dim, as you can see, and now it is counting. So maybe at least it can be used like a chronometer. The start stop button does nothing here. Oh, now it is working, so I can zero it and have it counting, but it is quite useless, like so. So maybe this is actually a counter position. Okay, so stop. If I put this and start, I have a light here, neon light, but nothing anymore on the galvanometers, on the Nixies, excuse me. And if I take something with radium, I have a little instrument here with radium, and seems it is doing nothing. Not sure what the sensibility is supposed to be. Usually scintillation probes are quite sensitive. Oh, it did. This thing did the light off. It is still showing 0. We have 3 different positions, and this must be for external probe anyway. So I am not sure if it is working at all, in fact, except for the Nixie tubes lighting on, but now I have something on the galvanometer, oddly enough, but I guess it will do nothing more than this. So time to crack it open. I will start with the bottom cover because this one at least is easy to undo, but the two other covers are really tight. So here is how the box is made. You have one block of aluminium, top and bottom cover, and rear cover. You can see there is no cover part in the front, so the Nixies come out from this hole here, but I will not go that far in the teardown, I believe. So you can see we have here a very thick aluminium plate, maybe 5 or 6 millimeters with captive screws, and a spot for a built-in battery which is missing. So the other covers I will undo the screws off camera because really it is quite boring. So we have a seal, two-part cover, and here is what it looks inside. Some foam in the battery compartment with these pieces of very regular wire to connect your battery. I did put myself a carton tape because it was quite badly designed and the solders are already in bad condition. You have here the two screws to attach the thing on the side, and you can see it is all die-cast aluminium. So here we have what must be a power supply circuit board, power converter, but you can see it is really a bad design. There is this kind of metal piece supposed to keep it in place, but it is doing nothing, and in fact they did not do anything on the side to maintain the PCB in place, so it is quite a bad design and it will pull out very easily. You can see the connector here on the side. We have the battery input here, the power input here, and probably a polarity reverse protection diode, some kind of a diode at least. So here is your first view at the electronics of the thing. Probably germanium transistors. Of these ones are Tesla brand. Very old school transistors, you can see. Transformer here, another one here, more Tesla parts here. And by the way, these two capacitors are really sad. Well, this one which is just... It may actually be part of the problem of why it is not working, because I guess 2/2 of a capacitor do not make a capacitor. Interesting. It is, the value is not even written on it. It is written M1 plus tolerance 160 volt, but it is not written the value. Interesting. Same on this one, which is not in better condition. Very, very interesting. So these things are completely gone, as you can see. Other side of the PCB, there is a serial number on it, which no, it is not matching the serial number of the unit itself. So we must have here some kind of oscillator to make high voltage for the photomultiplier tube inside, probably. So I will reinsert this piece of junk and we will have a look behind the main covers. So these covers, even with the screws removed, they will not move. You have really to pry them off with a screwdriver or a pry bar or something like this. Not sure why they did it. Really hard to undo. You can see it is a pretty thick piece of aluminium with the same kind of seal we did see in the battery compartment. Not sure why you have two grooves here. And here is one of the PCBs. Other side, you can guess, will be more or less the same. If I can remove the cover without hurting myself. Here we are. So on this side we have we see the buttons for the front panel. And let me find a little screwdriver. So we have little retainer pieces here. You can it's quite sad, you cannot turn them out of the way, you have to remove them completely. Quite a fail also. So cheap cardboard PCB here. Oh no, maybe it is some kind of glass fiber. So here is what it looks inside on this side. We might have so a bunch of Tesla ICs here, and this one is East German brand IC. I recognize the logo on it. I will try to zoom a little more for you. Like so. You can see pretty nice wire loom at least. Very old school parts everywhere. More Tesla transistors. This might be maybe a quartz oscillator in a box like so. And in the inside you have here the container of the scintillator tube, which we will remove after. Wire loom. I see a power transistor here on the side behind the wires. The front panel, I wonder how you remove this whole thing here, this whole assembly. Maybe you have actually to undo the buttons here and it will allow to remove the whole thing, because on this side, if I undo this, try to at least, it is not coming off easily, this thing. We have a second PCB and there is a third PCB for driving the Nixie tubes. So second PCB, here is what we have inside, and this actually may be another problem. This is properly unplugged. And this is directly going to the scintillation probe. So I guess it is not really good. Here we have what seems to be a high voltage, a step up converter with diodes and capacitors. Yes, so this is responsible for driving the scintillation tube, and this it was properly unplugged. So here we have the scintillation tube, but before I would really love to remove this part with DC tubes, because there is a bunch of integrated circuits on sockets. So, but this is in the way anyway. So first I need to remove this. I guess it will come off with removing the window on the side here. if it does cooperate, which is not sure at all. I have no clue of what I am doing. In fact, there is a thing to undo here. Oh, maybe like so. Maybe, yes, this is coming off. So it was not necessary to undo the 3 screws on the side. Anyway, nothing is coming here, but here we have the interesting bits, which is exactly our photo multiplier tube, and for sure, I'm not sure if you will see, but here at the bottom we have the scintillator itself, scintillator piece, but I see 3 more screws in the way, so not sure how it will come off, but there is not much to see. In fact, it is just a glass with a scintillator material on it, in very bad condition by the way. So here we have our photo multiplier, which may come off, maybe. So I guess I need to take it apart further. I have a set screw here maybe. And now I can turn this. And here we are, this is just a housing. And here we are our photo multiplier tube, made in USSR. Seems to be a very old and simple design one. That code of September 1981, model number for you. Input window, and we see nothing else because it is painted in black. Socket, and it is pretty much everything about this part. Okay, now I will try to figure out how to remove this assembly, and yes, it is a matter of undoing the buttons, so excuse me for the zoom, I will be right back. Okay, buttons are off, and I have what seems to be nuts behind the buttons. 6mm one, by the way. And yes, it is the only thing keeping in place the Nixie tubes. I wonder if it will be Russian made Nixie tubes or German or anything else. We will probably find out. So do I have enough space to drive this out of the way? There is in fact this cover here in the way, and something else. Yes, this is totally in the way, sadly. So I need to, maybe from the other side, I will be able to do it? No. So I really need to undo this part here, which will be interesting. You know what? I did undo 3 screws, so it should come off. But I see there is other screws inside. Yes, we have 3 more screws, so I really need to undo this front piece first. Okay, let me figure it out. I will be right back. Okay, I was just needing a bigger hammer, so quite serious piece here. probably in brass, I guess, according to the weight. And as expected, we have 3 more screws which will allow to access and remove the actual scintillator piece. So they are completely loose, by the way. Except for the last one, if everything goes according to plan, to Murphy's plan. No, it is good. So I can remove them. It's already a big pile of parts. And now this should come off. Yes. Out of the way. And now I can, I guess, pull out this part a little more easily. In fact, there is this cover which is totally in the way here. Very, very annoying. And there is a capacitor in the way here. Let me try to move it a little bit. It is not. Okay, here we are. So, this assemblage is more or less out. So here you have the circuit board with the controlling ICs for the Nixie tubes, Tesla brand ICs, MH74147 and 8490A. They are socketed, these ones, so I believe probably as they are dealing with high voltage here for the Nixie tubes, they are prone to fail, and it is why they did put them on sockets. Very costly sockets, by the way. And now I am left with 4 more tiny screws to undo in order to be able to access the Nixie tubes. And of course my screwdriver is too big. I will try this one. This one is loose already. I have 2 more of them. So the galvanometer is attached with the back, it seems, on this metal piece. Here we are. So we have, excuse me for the framing, but it is all in the way with wires and such, and it is not really easy. So we have little neon indicators. You see this one here, like so maybe. And we have Nixie tubes, which are socketed, and they are Tesla ZM1020. They seem to be in quite nice condition. Yes. So I'm not sure if this thing did have a lot of use, or maybe the Nixie tubes were replaced at some point, but they are in good condition. And 4 of them, so it may be reused for a clock or something like this. Look, you even have a neon light for the separating hours and minutes, and neon lights available for blinking the seconds. And even if you want a galvanometer with a very crusty paint. Not sure how it will show on camera, but the paint is all cracked. Okay, so here we just have the buttons, wafer switches, quite nice ones it seems. 2 micro switches here for the 2 functions, which work like so. Okay, so Now I am left with a big pile of parts which I will try to put back together. So I hope you did enjoy this teardown of a Czechoslovakian made geiger counter. Thanks for watching, bye bye.